As the summer was ending, it became quite clear to me that the fall ahead was shaping up to be quite different than what I had planned and anticipated. In the heat of the summer, I was definitely struggling to achieve all of the tasks that I have set out to accomplish, but I was always thinking how things are going to slow down with the changing of the seasons, and I will have the time, necessary time, for a much needed rest in the fall. For all of you who follow the channel, you do know that things did not quite pan out to be that way. My plant collection was very much neglected in the month of September and things got out of control. I fell behind with my videos, with the plant packages that I'm supposed to send out, with some plant trades that I was arranging throughout the summer, and I still didn't do them. I fell behind on the pest treatments that I was doing, and certainly some new issues have popped up here and there. Just like, they've been popping up, not in a good way. It is very easy to get overwhelmed in times like these and to just give up on everything. I had plans of starting another YouTube channel this fall and to have my first video uploaded by the end of October, but that is just not going to happen, and that's a project that I will have to set aside until further notice. Also, throughout the summer, I lost a lot of the confidence that I had in myself in studying Hungarian, which is something that I'm also doing, which also affects my citizenship application, and that also is something that had to be sort of set aside at least until the winter. And all of those things are sort of not really heartbreaking to me, but they are things that have affected me very deeply in the past few weeks. For many people, and myself included, it is very easy when you are in these types of situations to start to see yourself in a very negative light, almost as a failure. And that is not true, because I think, considering that situation that you are in, considering all the cards that you've been dealt with, you are actually doing quite well. But sometimes that is difficult to see. And I'm not exactly sure why that is. For some people, it is much, much easier. And for some people, it is quite a challenge. I think in times like these, it is when we need support the most. You sort of need an outsider, someone to tell you, hey, actually, you are doing quite well. When you sort of lose this perspective and you start to look down on yourself and you start to experience yourself in a very negative light. Paid partner of this video, BetterHelp, offers you a safe space where you can talk about issues similar to the ones that I have with a credentialed therapist. Therapy is not only for people who are dealing with clinical mental health issues such as depression and anxiety, but therapy can also be helpful for you if you're going through a difficult time, if you're going through a very emotional time, if you're going through periods of great sadness, melancholy, even anger. It is a safe space for you to share things that are on your mind without judgment. BetterHelp is an online mental health platform that connects you with a credentialed therapist with years of experience in dealing with issues that are similar to the one that you have. You can get help from a credentialed therapist if you are dealing with mental health issues, or if you just want to become the best version of yourself for yourself and then for the people around you. You can use my link, betterhelp.com/basieplans. It is BetterHelp, HELP.com/basieplans, to visit their website and answer a few questions so BetterHelp can match you with a therapist for your needs. You usually are matched with a therapist within 48 hours, and then you can decide how you would like to take your therapy appointments. It's really whatever is the most comfortable for you, whether that be messaging, video chat, or a phone call. Let BetterHelp connect you with a therapist who can support you from the comfort of your own home. Once again, you can visit the link betterhelp.com/basieplans. That is BetterHelp, HELP.com/basieplans. And you can choose Basie plans also during the sign up to get a special discount during your first month of therapy. Thank you BetterHelp for supporting this channel, and thank you all for your time. I do apologize. It's a different angle. I think this is an interesting angle here. Interesting is not always better though. Okay, you cannot sit there. That is my spot. We have Hoya exilis in bloom here. Hopefully I do not dip it into coffee. It is covered with buds. Ooh. Okay, let's see. Can we feature her though? Can we feature her here? Maybe. Maybe this is a bad idea. I feel like that is a bad idea. However, I would like to be near this Hoya, potentially at all times. She is gorgeous. She always makes a lot of blooms. The only issue with this Hoya is because you can see she grows these vines and the trellis is crooked. That's actually Miro. That's on me. But the issue with that is that it gets into your eyes, but also wherever I put it in the room, I will, as I pass by, because this is such a narrow space, I will definitely like tug on these. They will get caught in my hair, on myself, and I will take the entire plant down. So I think the safest spot for it is in the tent. But it's so pretty also to have that near me. That kind of sucks. It's actually getting on my nerves. I will have to put it down next to me. I can't remember the reason why she is out of the tent. I sometimes take out plants outside of the tent and I'm like, I have to do something with it. And then I forget what. And I think for this Hoya, I need to take some detailed photos for a project. I don't have detailed photos of that one. But anyway, I have my laptop here and my planner, which I haven't used in a long time. And of course, the most importantly, we have my coffee here. I want to do a little bit of fall planning in this video. It's a fall reset. I was thinking of doing an October reset, but honestly, we just need more than the October. All of these chores that I need to do are going to span October, November, hopefully not into December. Like, I want a nice start to the winter, but I'm not really sure. We'll see how things go, but the plan at least is to get everything done by the end of November. Sort of all of these things need to be done at the same time, which is the issue. We can't be like, okay, this week I'm tackling this cabinet, other week I'm tackling the other one, and then the tents. Everything needs work at once, which is kind of frustrating because that means that I have to like live in a mess. I have Hoyas in prop boxes because I'm cleaning out my Radsta, not that one, the one that you can't see. I'm cleaning out that Radsta cabinet, I'm cleaning out the Mills bowl behind you, I'm moving stuff around in the tents, so everything is everywhere, and that's frustrating for me. I would prefer to just deal with one thing, but again, we can't. We just need to slowly move with everything all together, which is the most frustrating thing for me because you don't see the end until everything is over. You know, if, for example, I could do just like this one section right away, it would be great. It's also much harder for me to find motivation for things like when I do bigger projects, I guess we can call this a project, the big fall clean, is because you don't see the progress until the end. Like I do not get satisfied by small changes and like, okay, today I, you know, put a new mesh. I didn't, but like, for example, I put a new mesh on my Radsta and I cleaned it out. No, that's not enough for me. I need to be like, everything is finished in there, and then I get the satisfaction. But anyway, so I think what we will do here, I will apply the same thing that I used about a year ago, to be quite frank. I was looking for my planner. I haven't used my planner in such a long time. Oh my goodness. It's embarrassing. And I actually saw the last time I used it was a week of October. I don't know if you can see this, but 16 to 22nd. And I think we have been spiraling since then. I think that was the last week when things were fine. No, but honestly, a little bit. So this is the Eisenhower matrix, and I think people who are into planning know about this. So first you do like a brain dump, everything that's on your mind, and then you have these 4 quadrants here, and it's all great, but listen, there are like 4 quadrants, meaning 4 categories. So you have urgent and important. So that goes here. That's the most important, urgent and important. And then important, but not urgent. Okie dokie. Urgent, but not important. Double question mark. And then we have not important and not urgent in the last quadrant here. My issue with that is my brain recognizes 2 categories. There is not urgent and not important, which goes here, and then there is urgent and important. It's very, very difficult for me to be like, not urgent but important? What the heck is that? But the worst one, urgent but not important. How can something be urgent and not important? I don't know. My brain, with urgency, I connect words like chaos. It needs to be done right away. If it's urgent, it cannot not be important, right? So anyway, I have a bit of an issue with this. I have a bit of an issue, and I looked back and I did struggle with it in the past. Anyway, I dreamed up a new thing. Essentially, I will try to keep some Hoyas smaller, which I actually should get an example for you. Hold on. We have our model here, and that is Hoya from Tangamus. This is essentially the size that I would like to keep some of these Hoyas at. This one is about to rebloom. It's a good blooming size. It doesn't look ugly. I used to want to grow this Hoya out and get it really big, but I don't want that anymore. So we're going for a lot of Hoyas that are this size. So this is not necessarily a big leafed Hoya. It can definitely be a big leaf, but you can see in lower, or not in lower, in very high light, which this has been in, it's in my tent, it produces smaller leaves. Those are quite small. These have grown in lower light. And the original leaves were even bigger on this plant. This plant just looks nothing like the original, but okay. I also have a buntocanthus. I actually should have showed you that one because that is prettier. But that one is behind you, and I feel like we have a good angle right now. Also, this is like very unstable. It cannot stand, which will present a problem of how I will put it into that tent, because I don't really have pots. So now it's kind of standing, but this is like Miro hitting the tent once, twice, running into the tent, and it falls, you know? I run into the tents a lot. Okay, I'm just gonna put it here. Hold on, I'm gonna get my buntocanthus. Ooh, ran into that Episcias. So, buntocanthus needs to be watered. This is what I'm telling you, self-watering pot means nothing. It has very, very sun-stressed leaves. It is actually quite gorgeous. It looks even better when it's watered. Like, it does become a little bit more dull when it's not watered, which is now. And it hasn't flowered yet, despite it being clearly in very high light. It did make a peduncle. Yeah, here's a peduncle. But it did not flower. Don't know why. Maybe because I never water it. These are the sizes that I will go for. And I think that's a good size. It's an okay size. We don't need all of the Hoyas to become huge. Obviously, I would love that. You know that I would, but we're running into space issues. And getting rid of Hoyas has become a little bit more difficult here because nobody wants them. In any case, the reason why I'm doing this is to make more space, to use up the tent a little bit better, because I think currently it's not used the best. I also restarted a lot of my big plants. My Paradisa has been cut and I'm not gonna let it get out of control. I've been actually thinking about cutting that Episcias and starting it over, but I don't think I will. I do think I will take a cutting for my Ratsta project, but I don't think I will restart the plant, and I don't think I will repot the plant from pawn to organic, which is another thing that we will talk about. And I want to essentially free up my small tent that's on top of the other two tents, because I could put prop boxes in there for propagation of Hoyas, Gesneriads, begonias, for new plants that come to me that need to be in isolation. Because currently I don't have such a space. Before I had the bottoms of my two Ratsta cabinets, they were used for that. And now I have 4 or 5 boxes. I have 1 on my closet and 4 on my tents. No, I have 2 on my closets, that's 6. Okay, can't count. That's a lot. That's a lot of boxes that are for propagation. Some of those plants I'm restarting for myself. Some of the plants are recovering. Some of them are in isolation and some of them are for sale. It is a lot of plants everywhere, and I would just like to consolidate that into that small tent. Now, it's going to be a challenge to free up that tent. I don't think there are too many plants. I think it's possible from that viewpoint, but it's going to be a challenge to keep it empty, because my brain is going to be like, oh, we have so much space now, more plants, but I'm going to try not to do that actually. And in general, I think we need to take a look at some of the plants that I can drastically cut down to be smaller, because there are some plants I want to keep, but they don't need to be massive. We need to work on my first tent, that's the medium-sized. There are a couple of plants that I want to restart there for the cabinet, like my Hoya Pigera, because it just lost some leaves in the bottom, and I would like it more. I think I will make several plants, one for the Ratsta, one for the biggest tent. Organizing the Milsbo for Lacunosas. I need to empty it. It's still not completely empty, but I need to do that and put those Lacunosas, just shove them in there. I need to repot and retrellis those, but that we may not be able to do by the end of the November. It sounds crazy, I know, but I need to also like clean the windows, bring some plants in, or restart some plants that have been outside. I need to install another light on top of my Milsbo, because I'm gonna keep some aeroids there and they need a little bit more light. I'm not really sure how I'm gonna do that, because I don't really want to drill, and I have some hooks around, but I'm not really sure if we can use them for anything. I will see, but you know, it's just a lot of other things that need to be done. I will definitely completely finish this Ratsta, which you can't see. I actually need to order or inquire. I need to inquire about that mesh net today, see what the price is going to be like, and be like super clear about what I want to order, and then we can potentially even sort that out next week. Plans for that need to be repotted as well, but it's not urgent and they can do well without a repot. There are also a couple of other pots where I need to adjust the mixes in the tents. I don't love with some of the plants, just cocoa peat and perlite. It's been working really well for multiflora, loki, and plants like that, but for some in the tent, I don't love it. I don't think it's actually doing them any harm, because the plants are really healthy and the roots are really healthy. They're like going through the bottom. So it's not really an issue. I think it's just like my brain. I don't know. I like to see a different mix. I can't explain it. So clearly this is not important. This is not important. It's not necessary. I don't think it's gonna help those plants at all. It's just like, but I want to do it. I want to do it. Don't question it. So anyway, those are sort of the plans, of course, to clean everything outside, keep the room tidy, and etc. You know, keep on top of watering, pest treatments. I have thrips, mites, and mealybugs. anyone else wants to come, you're welcome. You're all welcome. You're all invited, apparently. I actually don't know about the thrips. I think I saw a thrip on one of my Gesneriads, which we haven't seen this Gesneriad wall. I think I got a thrip on there, and somehow I think I was the vector that carried it to the terrarium, but I sprayed all of the Gesneriads and they didn't respond all that well. They're fine, they're growing, but ugh, I completely effed up my Epicias. I also want to add a terrarium here for Epicias, so we are going to do that. And yeah, I'm not loving that. Mites on those Hoyas in the back. We have mites on those, unfortunately. I don't think I have that many mites. I think it's mostly that section, and I think it's actually because of that philodendron that, can you see him? Because of him, I think it's because of him. He was outside and I brought it in just for a video. It was supposed to be in here very briefly and go back out. I was supposed to record my room makeover, which I kind of did. There's like 5-6 hours of footage. I will never edit that for many reasons. I was supposed to be like very briefly indoors and I was supposed to bring it in now, but I left it in here. It needs a repot, which is another thing. My big airways all need a repot essentially, but that one needs a repot and I think it has mites. I think it brought in the mites because from that corner it started to spread. So more mites are here, and then as you go this way, they're less and less. So most of them are on Hoyas there, but I sprayed all of them and I sprayed everyone here, everyone that's outside. We'll see about my Hoya wall, which we need to talk about that wall. That wall. So those are like the plans in the rough. I think I covered everything. I may remember something else and then I will mention it. So there is a lot of work to get everything in order and cleaned up. There's some troubleshooting of the plants that only needs to happen with some of the Epicias too. I'm not really sure. I may just need to cut the stolons. Maybe in this video, maybe in the next. Maybe I will ask the grower here because I'm not exactly happy. Let me show you. I'm not exactly happy with the situation that has happened. This is Northern Light. Obviously, you will see some yellow leaves there. I have underwatered this, shockingly, right? I actually have stayed on top, but these leaves look very light. It's not becoming bushy as I expected at all. So I think I need to cut that and pot it back to get a bushier look. If you can see, they're very dehydrated. But it's just not, I was hoping for a bush here. Some of them I'm not mad at, like this one, I'm pretty okay with. This is KSP Dominica. It is in bloom. This is essentially the vibe that I'm going for. But you can see just some of the stolons look a little bit weird. So I'm not really sure. I checked them for thrips because that's the pest that will get your Gesneriads. And I really looked and there's no sign of them. So I think it's just, I need to cut them off perhaps. This is the one that annoys me the most. Kurochka Ryaba, which is blooming now. And you can see not the vibe. I think I need to cut it and then it will sprout from the base. But like, that's just not it, girl. Because I was essentially expecting these leaves here too, and I just don't think that's how it works. I think maybe some of the photos on the internet have been a little bit misleading, so we need to troubleshoot some of those. It's fine, they're not like falling apart or anything compared to my variegated ones, which totes my fault. I thought I could grow variegated ones without any sort of humidity, additional humidity, because the humidity in this room, hold on. Currently the humidity in this room is not that high, it's 55. So it's not super high, but that's also in the other section. So here it's probably a little bit more humid. I thought that I could grow those out here. And despite me reading in many places, in many Gesneriad forums, that these are high humidity Epicias that are really thriving in terrariums only, I was like, but it's me. And they didn't. They actually thrived for a while, and then all of a sudden they croaked. They didn't croak, they just started to get crispy leaves. The white started to get crispy, which is a combination of underwatering, probably lower humidity than ideal, and then I sprayed them for thrips, and that was like, that did them. That just did them in. Hold on, I think I see a mealybug across the room. That kind of reminded me on my amicabilis, on the peduncle. I was like, is that a mealybug? But I don't think that is. Which also reminds me I need to do more mealybug treatment. Quite a lot of chores for the fall. But I think by December we're gonna be a-okay. Also, I have one Gesneriid in bloom. I know you don't care, but I don't care that you don't care. This is Calumnia Jeanette. You saw this on Instagram. It had only one open flower, I think. But now more of them opened. Also, it needs to be watered, I'm pretty sure. Look at that. What a cute plant. What a cute flower. I think you can buy these bigger, not this exact cultivar. I don't think you can buy this one. I think you can buy more plain Calumnias in the garden center, much bigger. But anyway, I'm gonna put her back and start with the chores. That was almost like Vogue. Can you believe that I actually looked up a tutorial for the Vogue dance and I still didn't learn it? I think at one point I may have had it down, but I think I forgot. So it's not like that. Not like that. Is that decent or not decent? Who can tell? The YouTuber making this video, probably. We need a prop for this segment. Okay, so, shush. So this is a light, as you can tell. I need to order a couple of these lights. I need this for the shelf in my grow tent, the one that is supposed to solve all of my problems. Very realistically. And they're quite cheap, these lights. I think they are about 15 euros. They do not come with a cable, so we will have to do that. You can daisy chain them, but the cable is so short that it cannot be daisy chained on different levels unless the levels are very close, like different height. You can just daisy chain them one next to the other, and we might do that if I decide that this is not powerful enough. These are 24-watt grow tubes T8 LED, and I'm not exactly sure what chips they use, but these have the yellow and the red light. I don't think this is any specific brand, to be quite honest. It comes in a, just like wrapped in plastic in a trash bag. It just says T8 LED grow tube, and that's it. No like information on the manufacturer, so I'm pretty sure these are not that great, but so far they have proven themselves to be okay, and in my mind they're good enough, so I'm just gonna order them. They're not too expensive, and the regular hardware store lights of that size and that wattage cost pretty much the same here, so I might as well do this because I don't have to deal with electricity connecting and stuff. So I'm gonna go to hydroponics store and order 2 of those and 3 cables, because the cable that I ordered with this one, that, I don't know what happened with that cable. Also, by the way, we didn't record from this angle for such a long time, and you can see my cabinet is still empty. I did not clean it. I was supposed to do that 2 days ago. I need to clean it, disinfect it, and put Hoyas back in there. I've been just moving my Hoyas around, like from the bed to the floor, from the bed to the floor for 3 days. I really need to get that done. But we need to order these lights, and hopefully they will arrive tomorrow so they can be included in the video, but maybe not, because I have like about an hour left before they send their order. So we need to be lucky that we need them to see the order as well. I'm also going to order some pots that I use from hydroponics store. They're quite cheap. I don't have anything specific on mind now that I can use these pots for. I wanted to use them in my Mills bowl, but I found transparent pots on Temu, and yes, Temu is bad, I agree, but we don't have any transparent pots that are small. We used to have these great cups, which I will show you later in the video, that are just like a pot. They're perfect size. They're not tall and narrow, but like they're short and wide. But I could only find those one time. Anyway, let's just order the lights because we do need to get a move on. And I need the cable, 3 of those. Honestly, I don't love that the last cable died, and I only turned it on once. I didn't even use the light. I only turned it on once in that video. It was like maybe it was another reset video. I turned on the light once and was like, okay, everything works perfect. And I put it on top of my tent and forgot about it. And the other day I was gonna use it and it just doesn't work. It doesn't work anymore. And thankfully it's the cable, not the light, but still not great. What did I want to order more? I wanted to order the pots. How do you say a pot in Serbian? Oh yeah, okay. I'm going between English and Serbian here and I'm like, how do I use my own language? I think these are the ones that I ordered, 9 centimeters. How many shall I do? 40? I don't know that I will need 40, but it's always good to have pots, you know? They're very durable, so I will be using them for sure. The only thing that I don't like is that they're not transparent. I would love, I'm obsessed with square pots. Square pots just make sense. I think everything should be a square. Say no to circles. And then I think we need to order from Temu. Okay, where do I live? I'm pretty sure I wanted to order something else from this website, but like we have exceeded the 50 euros. I don't want to go over that. I don't want to go overboard with ordering, so I'm just going to do it. We are done with that. Temu. Do I want to order Temu? I've never ordered from Temu. Clear pots. So these are quite cheap. Oh, they have square pots. How much are those? So they do have square pots on Temu, but I think, yeah, you get very little. You get like 10 of them for $5. Maybe that's not too little. I do not love the proportions though. They're like kind of wide. See, like they have a 7 and they have a 10. What I want is an 8 or a 9. I don't want either of these sizes. 7 is too small. 10 seems too big because what we have here is an 11 centimeter pot, which I don't want to show you this, but I guess here we are. Like we have this size that my Episcia is in, which unfortunately has suffered. You can see the brown tips everywhere. It is quite unfortunate because I was thinking these can grow in room conditions, but apparently not really. They do need a terrarium. A lot of people have said that they need a terrarium, and I was just like, what are you talking about? They're doing so well, and they did. They were not crisping or anything, but I think every old leaf is just crispy here over time, and that's quite unfortunate. So I'm going to actually have a terrarium built here because I do want to look at them. I need to take measurements for that actually today as well and go to the glass guy. Hopefully it's not going to be too expensive. I actually have no idea how much that can cost, but I'm going to order the 9 centimeter, 36 of them. Oh, they're on a discount. Can I do like more than 36? Okay, I ordered 70. Check out. Okay, I ordered all the pots, so we can check off that from my list of things that I wanted to do. I have to pack anywhere between 1 to 4 packages today. My friend is coming tomorrow and she got some plants for me, quite a lot of plants for me, and I need to pack them because she's gonna hand carry them back home and she needs the smallest packages possible, so I have to take them out of the pots, remove the potting mix, etc. So I need to do that today. And that's 100% happening. I also have like 2 potential other packages, or sorry, 3, 4, 5. No, wait. Oh my goodness. So 5 packages, I think, so far. So that doesn't quite fit in my schedule today because I also want to do many other things. So we just gotta have to have a reality check here. Oh gosh, I think we have to do some of these things tomorrow. I was hoping to do most of the things today, but limited hours, 24 hours. I have complaints about the 24-hour system. I have complaints. Today I have to do some packing. As we can all see, my cabinet is still empty. I still did not clean it. I need to do that very quickly and get back some of these Hoyas into the tent, especially these two, and just get this area in order. My bed is filled with Hoyas in boxes, but I'm getting rid of one of the boxes today. My friend is coming over tonight to pick these up and I have to pack them. And she said to take them out of the pots because she doesn't have so much space in her suitcase to bring them with her. I told her the ones in pumice I would not. I'd rather not do that. But we'll see. We'll see. First one is mint coin, a propagation. Would you? Okay, I need all of the pon and all of the potting mixes not to spill because I had a big spillage last night. And I spent a lot of time like just making sure everything is clean. Anyway, mint coin right here, a propagation of my mint coin. That one is doing really well. I think all of them are doing really well. Only one gave me issues, and that's Leucantha. And I remember when that plant, when I also propagated it, when I got it from Stephanie Revillo, that plant arrived okay-ish, but when I was rooting it, it lost several leaves and I took a pretty big cutting, unfortunately. When you see it now, it's gonna look really pathetic because it lost like a lot of the leaves. We're down to 3 of them and that's not amazing. So anyway, let's see what we have here in the proppy box. We have my Hoya I from Borneo. My plant isn't an amazing grower, yet I did take a cutting. And I would say that's a nice cutting. This plant has, oh, stop, such gorgeous, gorgeous leaves on Rinsey Borneo. I thought this plant was much more readily available, but I guess I was wrong when it comes to that. You can see it's really, really nicely well rooted here. I need to hide my face. Really, really nicely rooted. I honestly would prefer to leave that one because I know it can be a little bit sensitive. So I would prefer to leave that actually in the cup. We'll think about that. Let's see what else we have here that is interesting. A lot of them are interesting. We have a propagation of my IM08. We can take that one out. That one is doing really well. I rooted that one in moss. We have Silver Lady. Hopefully it's focused. I have a cutting of my Hoya Medusa. This also rooted in moss and pretty recently. It's actually so quick to root in moss. I saw Adam has a beautiful big plant. I don't know if he put that on his feed. If he did, I'm gonna put a photo in. If not, then he probably did it in his stories. But in any case, gorgeous, gorgeous plant. Can't wait for mine to get that big. She took 2 of Campanulatas. Splash one has a bit of a damage on the leaf, and I actually am not really sure. I don't think I'm gonna even remove all the moss. I'm just gonna let whatever falls off fall off, but I'm just gonna wrap it in some saran wrap. And that's the way that I'm going to pack these essentially. If I were packing this for a box, I would just put something on the top, close it, wrap the plant, and that would be it. But yeah, this is a bit different. So one of the Campanulatas is in pumice, one of them is in moss. Both of them rooted really well. I think slightly better in pumice. You can see the nice leaves on this one, but you can see the roots, hopefully. I don't know, can we see anything? And then this is the one in pumice, and you can just see how great the roots are there too. I actually left one for myself. I love the plant. I actually was gonna keep two for myself, but she wanted one more. And then I have a couple of caudatas. I couldn't cut larger ones, sadly, but the caudata with a silver, it's just caudata silver. It's not the gold caudata. So she did pay for some of these, and some of them are just like gifts. But yeah, that one was a gift. And then we have another caudata. This one is larger because I could take a bigger cutting. This is the TN99 clone, TN99008. Another one of my favorites, actually maybe even my favorite of the caudatas that make smaller leaves, because it's just so easy to bloom and it's such a great grower. And then we have a propagation of my AH041. Not really sure how I'm gonna take that out of the cup because it does have roots on the bottom. But that's a nice propagation with my hair on it. Oh, excellent. I'm spilling the potting mix everywhere. And that's obviously very well rooted. And then we have actually quite a lot in pumice. We have Michele. It has a bit of like bleaching on this leaf, but I guess it's fine. It's also nicely rooted in pumice. Very nice splash too on this one. UT033, one of my absolute favorite Hoyas II because of the green flower. Such beauty. And then the locanta, the little B word. But we did manage to like get 3 leaves to root. And this is going to grow. This is essentially what my plant looked like after rooting, and it grew larger, but like you can see this cutting had leaves and they just, all of them fell off. It wasn't filled with leaves until the end, but it had like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more leaves. It was like a pretty nice cutting, but oh well. Then we have my Hoya uniflora. This one looks a little bit weird because the way I potted it, but it's actually nicer than it looks. So you have seen that mother plant. This one is not super rooted because of the way that I did it, but like you can see there are some roots, and I told her it rooted in several spots along the stem. We have a Hoya exilis, a nice cutting there of Hoya exilis. Can we see it? Really well rooted again, not quite sure how I'm gonna take all of that out. Puleana, this one is also slightly smaller, but that's again because my Puleana is not as fast as I am 08, so yeah, that's what we could take. And then a couple of Paradisias, and I probably will throw in a couple of more. These are gonna be probably the last to pack. I have a couple of more. You know, my Paradisia situation is not amazing, so I would give her larger cuttings, but of course, those are still rooting and are unwell for the most part, but I'm gonna see if some of those look okay. They have started to root, but I think they're not really well to be shipped. Denomensis subspecies Amari. That's really, really nicely rooted as well. It's started to grow already. This is probably Finlaysoni, but species Miral 201 from Langkawi Island. And this one I'm a little bit worried about, so we're gonna check this one. Oh, okay, I see the root. It took a longer time to root than you would expect. This one has probably the smallest roots here. And then my Miguel Davidi, which is a very, very nice acanthostema for all of those who love acanthostemas. Not very common either. This one is with a peduncle, so it will bloom really, really fast. It's such a nice Hoya. So I'm going to start to take these out and pack. You're gonna get like a quick packing montage here, and I'm gonna put some music on. We are listening to Brat today. I haven't listened to Brat in a while. Charlie XCX. So we're gonna be Brat packing. And yeah, I'm gonna catch you in a moment, I guess. I have about less than an hour to pack, so. Okay, we're doing an unboxing. Let us get in here with the box. All right. Ow, 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 ow. Pawn stabbed me. Okay, so we have this giant box here. Not sure what the angle looks like. I barely see things. I mean, I see things. Okay, this is just getting weirder and weirder. So the lights are here. We're just going to unbox them and check if everything is working, and also check my, oh, what did I do? Did I just break that light? Please tell me no, I didn't. Okay, and to check if this light is working as well. I daisy chained it to one of the lights in my tent. I checked that and it was working 2 or 3 weeks ago, so hopefully the new cable will solve everything. Imagine if they send me 3 bad cables. Do not. Actually, let's not imagine. And then after this, we have to set up a shelf. By the way, I packed the Hoyas for my friend, and I did decide to put everything that was also in pumice in, you know, to wrap it, to take it out of the pot, because that is going to be the easiest for her. There's so many plant chores to do. I don't know how. Can I clone myself? Ow, 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 ow. I was gonna say, can I clone myself? Can I somehow black orphan myself? Like, call Tatiana Maslany, or however you pronounce her last name. I loved that show, by the way. Never finished it, though. Did you see Black Orphan? No, Orphan Black. Okay. Things are moving around and falling in the box. I'm not really sure what's happening. I just need to make space in the room. Still, the way this room works, the way this plant space works, is if everything is in its place. And things are not in their places, in their respective positions, and that needs to change because it's not functional. If things are not in their place, it becomes really chaotic here, really hectic. Once again, I ordered a bunch of these pots. I really love these square pots from hydroponic store, really high quality pots that are cheap and great for smaller plants. I might actually put something in those still. My goodness. Free packing material, gonna keep it all. Hoarder vibes. So we got the 3 cables. I'm not really sure what is up with the one cable that's missing. And I also lost 2 of these. These are supposed to be to attach the light, but I lost it. Don't know. I mean, I can do it with zip ties, and I will use zip ties anyways, but, you know, it would be handy to still have those. And I probably do. It's probably in a safe spot. So we're gonna do 3 levels, I think, on the shelf. So the 3 lights are here. And I'm so far really liking the lights. So let's see if these work. I do know someone who's an electrician, so I might ask to check my other cable, because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get more of these lights for different purposes than the one tent to rule them all. It would be great if we could get it working. I'm pretty sure it's like probably one of the contacts inside. The thing is, there are no screws, so I'm not really sure how to open this. Since he's an electrician, he can probably rewire this. This is really important, this ending. But other than that, yeah. So let's just see if everything works. If not, I'm afraid I may not get my money back for the cables. I don't know if in other countries, but in my country, in Serbia, you just don't get warranty for some of these things. So that works. Let's do another one. Let's check that light, actually. This is the old light. Okay, so it was definitely the cable. And then the third one. Okay. All 3 work. Some good news. I do need to get the electrical tape and fix the ends. I really wish they would sell like something that you could screw on the end instead of putting the electrical tape, but I guess we are doing electrical tape in this case. Then we will install the shelf. Actually, I'm gonna install the shelf before I get anything, which may not be a good idea because I do need an extension cord as well for these. But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna proceed with a bad idea. Like, lol. We can start handling the tent. May the Hoya lords help us. It's gonna be messy. I'm gonna be sweaty. You're gonna see things you have never seen in your life. Saw number 9 or whatever. Whatever number we are in that horror movie, it's gonna be like that. Okay, so this is the bigger tent. It's half empty because those plants are still all around the house. So what we need to do is we need to take all of this out. By the way, we have Puvoensis in bloom, and I never have a good photo of this Hoya in bloom. It is just so adorable. I will never take a good photo of that. We also have flagellata, which is a bit far away, so maybe we can reach her later. So the new shelf, or the old shelf, is gonna go here. That's where I want to put it, and it's gonna be an extension of that shelf. Now you can see this only has one level, so this one is going to be tall, and I think we will divide it into 3 equal levels, essentially. That is my idea here. And we will put smaller plants on that shelf. I do not have an example of a smaller Hoya. I have a lot of small Hoyas in this tent up here, but maybe something like the size of this Hoya I. That is the idea, to have a lot of Hoyas of that size, which I do have. Again, that tent is full of them. So we are going to do that here. We do have a lot of big Hoyas. Look at my Verstegi. That needs to be watered. All of these need to be desperately watered, so I'm going to try to do that as well. And yeah, that's the plan. We need to take out a couple of levels from that shelf, and it will be by the end of the tent. All of this needs to come down. I'm not really sure what we're gonna do with those. I think I'm just gonna hang them on the side of the shelf somehow, question mark. We don't really know, but yeah, that's where the shelf is going. And we need to obviously clean everything here, fill out the shelves. You can see they're half empty, but again, that's because we have one Hoya there, one Hoya here, another Hoya there. I don't know why it's not focusing. There's 2 more here. And they're like in the kitchen on the cupboards. I have some. So yeah, we desperately need to fix this situation. And we are working on it. We are working on it. We're gonna do it. Okay, I have switched into something that is slightly more comfortable. I don't know how much you can see. Just gonna keep moving you around and around. So essentially, I'm gonna start taking these Hoyas out. I actually think I still have a couple of prop boxes that I can use to get these out. Some of these, not all of them, but at least the small ones, so they don't tip over. And then we can get the big ones out and get the shelf in, and then tomorrow I will buy the extension cord, put the lights in. I think we're going to finish this tent in an upcoming video, which has not yet been planned nor recorded. So definitely coming soon on a screen near you. Yeah, we're gonna try to do as much as we can today, and then tomorrow we're gonna do some lighter work because editing needs to happen, etc. And I also need to water. I guess tomorrow is going to be my watering day. And okay. I'm like, tomorrow we're gonna do lighter work. I have to edit, water, and treat Hoyas for mites. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, right? Love it. Love when I'm not Delulu, which is never. By the way, this alocasia is gonna end up in the tent because she does not have anywhere else to go. So she's gonna end up in the tent. She's doing really well. I just wanted to show off a little bit there. I'm so happy for her, and I don't know how long we can keep her. So far she is compact, but I think I need to move her in the tent higher towards the light. Unfortunately, I do think we also, I can surely spray her down also for mites, just in case. Okie dokie, so I'm going to start moving stuff out. That needs to be watered. Also in the last video, I have to repot some plants like this one. This needs to be in a different mix. I think it might have a little bit of root rot going on, so I need to fix that. I don't think it's dying or anything, but it's definitely been underwatered many times, and I just think it would enjoy a lot lighter potting mix. It's in cocoa peat and perlite, and yeah. I mean, the roots actually don't look terrible, so we'll see. See, this is one of those things that I said, this is not a top priority task, and I'm supposed to not do those, but here I am really wanting to do them. Why never can make up my mind. I'm like, I'm not gonna do it, then I do it. Look at her Basie pop off with that leaf. Hello? I don't know if you can see. That's a very pretty leaf. I'm so glad to see this grow, but this is not a Hoya that wants to be trellised, in my care at least. So I'm gonna let this vine go wherever, because it did trellis one of them and it just didn't do anything. And again, desperately needs to be watered. I mean, I'm overdoing it. It's not actually that desperate, but it's pretty dire. I also love that I'm putting everything here. You don't see, but like I'm essentially putting everything there, and it's like, how do we imagine to assemble this shelf, Miro? Don't know, don't ask. My recovered Meredithy, which is actually about to bloom. This plant, until I repotted it, has not produced peduncles, and now we are popping off. So yes, queen, go. Love you. I also need to take care of my Hoya Ruthie, which is underwatered. So I will water those, and then I need to combine them or do something with them. It's a beautiful plant, but I'm a terrible person. I actually did grow that really well until it rotted. And species Rhinduraflasia. Let's just help that out. A lovely, lovely girl. I just really love where we are at with Hoya pavoensis. Here, another look at those flowers. And this is a worse look because it's the dark. Backlit situations don't work really well for cameras, but I love her. This is one of my favorite Hoyas too. Okie dokie. I don't know what kind of an angle is this, but it definitely qualifies as an angle because it's literally what this is. So I need to slide in here and then I'm going to clean this off and put a terrarium for my Epidemicsound. I did say that I was not going to get the terrarium now, but you know when you go to like a place, to like a store, like for example, how I went to the glass guy and they told me the price and instead of saying no, I was like, yes, I would like to order. I think you can like make me do anything. I knew it was a bad idea to just go and ask because I knew essentially if he tells me a price that is acceptable, and it was acceptable, I was gonna be like, yeah, okay, even though it's not the top priority and I would much rather spend that money on something else, but here we are with a terrarium. So I'm going to move out these plants. I don't actually know where I'm gonna put the plants here, but you know, we need to put the terrarium someplace because I am going to break it. I will need to clean it off because it has fingerprints all over. Unfortunately, I have to move my candlesticks. These are from my friend for my birthday. They're so cute. I saw this in a design video and they had like much longer candles and like dark. They were so good, but we don't have those here. These are the candles that we have. And they got me these really nice and subtle candlesticks. So I'm gonna put that someplace, maybe in the back, I'm not really sure. For now, behind the tent it is. These are some of the begonias from my begonia cabinet. These do not need to be in high humidity, but I might end up putting them in my tent if I have space. I needed to lighten up that begonia cabinet. Oh, plant on my shoulder. So I needed to lighten up that cabinet because too many plants and too little light for all of those. This goes back in the Mills bow. And honestly, they were not growing the best. And this very rare begonia as well. Though maybe now she can be in the terrarium because it's gonna be quite big, but before I introduce it, I need to absolutely make sure that my Epidemicsound do not have any sort of pest because I do not want to introduce anything to this gorgeous begonia. She is doing really well, but she does need more space to grow. You're not going to be able to see very well here. It's very backlit. She kind of stopped the growth, to be quite honest, so maybe I should propagate it or feed it or give it just more space. Though I do think she is due for a repot. I'm just gonna clean this a little bit. And I think I need to remove the bottom layer of my gesneriads here. By the way, that is the gesneriad wall. I will now bring up the terrarium. Oh my God, it's a little bit heavy. Can you see it? You can see it. So it has a glass lid. It's fully glass. So it will take me very little to break this, but it's a fully glass terrarium. It wasn't that expensive. It was about $45 to make this. And now I'm realizing that I should have done it maybe a little bit shorter, but I need to clean it, but I just want to check how it's going to look like. So I'm going to slide it in. I'm going to go down. Ow. Okay, we almost knocked over the entire shelf. Okie dokie. My gosh, it's perfect. It's a perfect fit. It is a perfect fit. That's what I wanted. Let me see if I can show you. So it is a perfect fit. And then that's the light. that's a Sansi light that's gonna be shining, and then we do need to exchange these lights for something stronger, but that's gonna look so good. I'm so stoked. And it's gonna be filled with pink Epipcias, and I think that's gonna be so cool. I love it. I'm in love with this setup, I think. Let me just move back. I think that's gonna look very nice once they have grown up. People were definitely passing by the window and they were like, oh, what the heck is he doing? Noisy people. Anyway, so I'm going to clean that a little bit. You can definitely see like some marks from my fingers. So I'm gonna clean that off, and I think I'm gonna put my Epicias in there. Welcome to the last installment of this video. It's been a long 2 weeks, or potentially even 3. I started recording this video a while back. Actually, it's been so far back that I started to record this video that the pots from Temu actually arrived. Conveniently, they're not here. Hold on. All right, here we are. So the pots arrived. This is just some of them. They are quite shallow, but the quality is better than I expected. So you can see how shallow that is. They're 9 centimeters tall and 7 centimeters wide. I think that's almost 4 inches wide and about 3 inches tall. I think it's quite an unusual measurement for a pot. Typically they are taller than they're narrow, or like as tall as the width of the pot. But I did manage to put some Hoyas in there already, and I will be putting my Lacunosis in here and the plants for the cabinet. I initially wanted to put them in these, but you know, it's a similar diameter, but it's slightly shallower. I think I will put them into these because they fit perfectly into pots, cover pots that I already have, which once again, where are the props? No one is ready on the set. Anyway, you know I have a bunch of pots like these in different colors, and perfect fit, finally a perfect fit. These pots have an inner shelf inside, so they can be hacked for self-watering, which I might do. It is removable. So it can be hacked. It's not a super deep reservoir, but it is something. So I don't really know why I keep persisting with square pots. I do like square pots, but they have to go in something like this, which is not as nice, I guess. And obviously the square pots don't really fit into this. Actually, almost no pots fit into these. There's always a little bit of the pot being seen through. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Peeking out, I guess, is the expression here. So it's been a couple of weeks recording this video. I did not intend for it to go this long, but Yeah, it's been a lot of stuff, a lot of updates. I mostly edited the video, and at the point of recording this outro, this is the outro, which is gonna be like half an hour. No, it's not, it's not. It's over an hour long, and to tell you that's like 7 hours of footage at least. It's been a lot of footage. There's a lot of vlogs outside, which you're not gonna get to see. There's a lot of talking outside, which is just me thinking I have something to say, but actually not, kind of like this. I did think I was gonna be able to do more, as always, in this video. I still did not connect the lights to the electricity in the tent, and I will make a video where I will just take care of those tents. I also did not clean this, did not order the wire for it yet. However, I did do a Hoya sale, which was not on my list of things to do, of cuttings, and I think collected enough money to get a new lens for the camera, which is going to be exciting. But yeah, completely not on my list of to-do things, but here we are. And I also went to a flower store to buy some plants, plant for my friend. She wanted this curio. She used to have one. I used to, I think, gift one to her for her birthday, maybe in 2020 or 2019, or maybe even earlier than that. You have seen her on the channel, my friend Dana, and she has grown it to like 5 times this size. But one year, I think last year when she was away on holiday, her mom was in charge of it, and she just left it with, you know, no care. And I think like the sun essentially burned it. It was in a pretty light window as is, but Dana was regularly watering it because it was getting so much light and growing so well, but I think her mom just didn't. So anyway, I went to a flower store and got her a new one as a replacement gift. And then I saw some plants for myself. So this is actually Dana's fault that I got these plants and absolutely not mine. I cannot be held accountable. I saw this philodendron, and this one really just attracted me because of the color of its leaves. And this is a type of a new hybrid. Maybe people who are into philodendrons can tell me what this is exactly. It's going under the name Sunrise or Sunlight in Europe. I will have to double check. It's not Imperial Red. The leaves are a little bit wavy. I can't really say they're undulate, but kind of. The new growth is super nice color. I mean, that's just an amazing color, much better than Imperial Red. It's not Prince of Orange. The veining is different than Imperial Red. The leaves are wide and short. The lobing is different. So it's not Imperial Red, but the colors are just absolutely stunning. So if anyone has an idea of what this is, I would be so grateful to know. Also, if you have any tips, I know that Imperial Red, from my own unfortunate personal experience, I know that it does not like to be, doesn't want to have water on its leaves. It's so easy to get bacterial infection with that one. So hopefully I will have more luck here. We'll see. I would love to shower it, to clean it, but we'll see. It's gonna stay on my wall, on the aeroid wall, which currently has one aeroid only, so I guess we're making another theme. But it's just gorgeous, and it was like 10 bucks for this plant, so it was like basically free. You're basically forcing me at this point. So it's a little bit floppy in the pot. I feel that these types of philodendrons, they are, you know, they need a pole of some sort. Not necessarily to climb, but for stability. It's not my favorite type of philodendron for sure, these self-heading, but I do love the colors of this one. It's just such fall vibes, such fall vibes. And then something that I've been looking for like over a month in that flower store, and you might maybe have seen it in the past video, it's this spatiphyllum in the back. I know. It's gonna go into a self-watering pot, so it's basically okay. It does have one yellow leaf, which I didn't take care of. I think it need to be repotted, but like the variegation in it is stunning. The yellow leaf aside, it's gonna go into the self-watering pot. It's basically ready. I just need to pot it. So we're not gonna look at that, but isn't this amazing? And it's also like 10 bucks, so love it. Do I have space for it? No. Do I need another plant? Like a hole in my head, as I said before. And the last one. Okay, first of all, introduction. You have no faith in me. I'm just gonna try to get this one. But this one is still alive and doing pretty well. This Calathea, yellow fusion. Yeah, it's not white fusion, it's the other one. It's doing really well. I almost want to say it's thriving, but I don't think it's thriving. I think it's just living. But it's done really, really well. We barely lost any leaves. We will spray it for mites. I don't see a presence of any for now, but you know, maybe some. But it's like, well, whatever. Maybe it's like a sacrificial plant at this point. No, I don't see mites really. Mostly I see dust. Anyway, we need to fill this reservoir today because it's empty. Maybe this can be my sign to water all of my plants when I see my Calatheas go dry. It's kind of like an indicator. But anyway, the reason why I'm showing you that plant is because I got another one. I should be in prison for this. But I could not resist. I had this one before. Actually, I did not have this one. I used to import this plant for some people who sold them here. By import, like through my contacts, they would hand carry them. And this is how they first came into the country. And I love it. It's just... They had the fully black one, but I like this one more. I just think that the foliage is stunning. I don't care if it dies in 2 days. Like, it's not gonna die in 2 days because it's been here for 2 weeks at least. But still, it's just so gorgeous. I wish Calatheas were not Calatheas. Like, I wish this was like a philodendron and had these leaves, that level of care, but no, Calatheas have to be insane when it comes to care. But I'm just gonna put it here and hopefully it grows well. If you see it missing, it's dead. I'm not gonna announce the death. There will be signs, there will be quiet, subtle signs. So I wanted to finish this video by saying what I did do and I didn't do. So what you saw is what I did. I did start to clean out my tents more. I will record that for a future video. I also will make this my last video for the month of October. Do not worry, I'm not going anywhere. Because honestly, I have so many chores and I've discovered root mealybugs on a begonia, my U012, which I chopped since I watered it with peroxide, hydrogen peroxide 3%, and chopped it. That plant has been under a jar since day one and she got root mealybugs, so she probably arrived with a couple and I didn't spot them. Hopefully she recovers. My terrarium is set up-ish. It's constantly 95% of humidity in there. So we'll see how my Epipicias will do. Hopefully, once it looks a little bit better, I will show that to you as well. Not now. But yeah, there's a lot of chores still to do. Plants everywhere, dirt everywhere. So I just need to take the next week and a half, 2 weeks off. I need to catch up with my Patreon videos. I need to upload 2 videos there as well. So something for those people to look forward to. Yeah, I just don't want to make videos that are crap. And I could probably make like another crappy video for the next week, but I think not. I think it's unnecessary. And there is gonna be a video next week actually, because next week is November anyway. But I'm saying, you know, this video is late. It's kind of technically the video from the last week. We're just gonna say that it's late because of the sponsor approval, but honestly, it was me who sent it very late to the sponsor. They would have approved it if someone had sent it, and if someone had edited it, someone would have sent it. Basically, I don't know, it's Miro from the past. It's his fault, not mine. I cannot be held accountable for these things I didn't do. Anyway, enough of the rambling. Quite productive 2 weeks, many more productive days ahead. I will be recording that, so don't worry. Even if there is no video, I am recording. The question is what I will upload. That I can't tell you. Sometimes the footage is a bit too embarrassing, but clearly, as you have seen from this video, I also am willing to upload quite a lot that probably I should not. So, with that, I bid you adieu, and I want you to tell me what are your fall plans, what goals do you have, how are your collections doing? It's pretty chaotic here. Completely my fault because of everything that happened in September. So I want to know how you're doing with your plants. Do you have a lot of chores to do? Are you struggling with any pests at the moment? Just, you know, give me an update. Give me an update. And I will see you of course, very soon, actually, really, very soon, in the next video. And yeah, that's all. I will try not to get another Calathea. I just have to stop. Like, gotta stop with that. At least they didn't get another Hoya. Don't know since when that is achievement. I would like to take some time to thank all of my patrons for their incredible support. A massive shout out to my $5 patrons, my 2 anonymous patrons, Alex von Siebenthal, Amber Clear, Anne Margaret Moyne, Angela Bernard, Angela Parrish, Anna P. and C, Anochka K, Aspen Drake, Betsy, Benjamy, Brett Noble, Coney Pagano, Daniela Danube Daniels, Daria Kaminska, Deborah Violet, Dili Heredia, Diane Sikorsky, Edith W, Erin Keenan, Elena Saxon, Ellen, Emmy, Farah, Ferdis Verdance, Gathering Moss, Gina Geised, Gina Radovic, Go Green Tropical, Gross It's Kyle, Heather Oppenkamp, Hoji Scott, Yana Griffin, Jessica Chia, Jonas Barhjorth Larson, Joshua Davis Riley, Yavin Denot, Kara, Catherine P, Casey Gross, Kelly Gallagher, Kelso, Kimberly Polka, Kiwi Mochi, Christy Ehrlich, Al Lindberg, Lee Mooney, Lisa Mary MPLS, Mandy Milliken, Marcel Har, Maria Stein, Marina Yarmolich, Mars B, Marty Miller, Mary Rose, Melissa Walker, Michelle Heron, Nicole Ferranti, Mirka Grun-Roos, MJW, Moa Edmond, Nelly Yaini, Habasu, Nicole Maroney, Nanguin, Nita Macy, Odette, PJ Plan, Druid Syke Zera, Rachel Peterson, Rebecca C, Sandra Cornelius, Sherry Kumar, Sophia Arjan, Stephanie H2O, Tessa Martins, Tia Beatrice, Bailey, Tristan Thomas, Wendy Rossman, Zenia Green, Youth of the Volumud, Zaira Rivera, Zlatko Niponi. A big thank you to my $3 patrons, Angelina Farnan, Karen Kilon Constance, Daryl De Rosario, Eden Corlett, Yana, Lindsay Ann, Mary H, Monica Wykers, Nella, Nerdy Kathy, Renee Church, Ringlov, Tangwatan Aswir Cool, VH, and Wendy Foreman. And a thank you to my $1 patrons, one anonymous patron, Alice Borlin, Aquila, Brandon Pacheco, Catherine Molina, Couture Helvetica, Emilia Bronson, Jolie Sullivan, Kayla Vavra, Kelly Ash, Chris Perez, Lauren at Tugboat Plants, Lori Ann Subramaniam, Luzman Fernandez, Marie Diamond, Neely Spicer, Olivia Chinmuller, Pacific NW Plant Lady.